Tonight, we're following several developing stories. Jamaica braces for catastrophic damage from Hurricane Melissa. A major development in that shocking jewel heist in Paris, and why President Trump says he's optimistic about a trade deal with China. We begin with Hurricane Melissa bearing down on Jamaica at this hour. Already a major hurricane with winds of 145 miles an hour. The storm could dump as much as 40 inches of rain. The storm has already caused deadly flooding and landslides in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Travelers fleeing Jamaica by air before the airports closed. Americans collecting supplies to send into the region. Our weather team on the storm's path. Arrests in the jewelry robbery at the Louvre in Paris. 2 suspects now in custody. French authorities say they were trying to leave the country. What we've learned about the evidence that sources say they possibly left behind. And where are the jewels? President Trump's high-stakes trip to Asia. He now says he's confident about striking a trade deal with China after negotiators report significant progress. The president also signing trade pacts with Cambodia and Malaysia while turning up the heat on Canada. Also tonight, the government shutdown well into its 4th week. Food banks are jammed as more than 40 million Americans face a cutoff of federal food assistance by next weekend. Staffing shortages are causing long lines at airports. Top Democrats speak out on what it will take to end the standoff. A mass shooting at a college in Pennsylvania. Panic as gunfire erupted during a homecoming celebration. 1 person was killed, several others injured. Bystanders leap into action to help police rescue a baby pinned beneath a car. New reporting on how that child is doing tonight. And we remember June Lockhart, the beloved TV mom who starred in hit shows in the 1950s, 60s, and beyond. And America strong tonight. After enduring so much, baby Oakley heads home for the first time.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. There was a major development in that brazen jewel heist in Paris, but we do begin tonight with breaking news. Major Hurricane Melissa is gaining strength and posing a catastrophic threat to Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean. This satellite image shows the eye of Melissa as it intensified to Category 4 hurricane. The storm has already claimed at least 3 lives in Haiti, flooding streets and destroying homes. It also left a trail of destruction across the Dominican Republic. Jamaica is now preparing for the worst hurricane in decades, with as much as 40 inches of rain and potentially life-threatening flooding. People scrambled to leave the island ahead of the powerful hurricane. All of the airports there are now closed. Our weather team is tracking it all. But first, ABC's Ike Ejiochi leads us off from Kingston, Jamaica.
Tonight, Jamaica facing catastrophic and life-threatening flooding as major Hurricane Melissa comes in, with potentially devastating winds and storm surge to follow. Residents stocking up on food and gas. In this community, a woman urging residents to leave right away.
You're asked to evacuate now!
These rocks were brought in from another part of Jamaica to stop the Caribbean Sea from blocking out the only road that leads to the airport. Now, the concern is now, as Melissa rolls its way in, these waves will get too tall for these rocks washing out that only road.
Melissa already claiming multiple lives, including at least 3 in Haiti, flooding streets and destroying homes. This woman saying the sea took our house. We have no place to stay. In the Dominican Republic, rain causing landslides, floodwaters cutting off communities, water supply systems for more than 500,000 impacted too. In South Florida, volunteers in Doral preparing aid boxes containing food and other basic necessities to help the families impacted across the Caribbean.
The impact is going to be so difficult with persons having to be without the necessary essential items. These families' necessity, the kits, will at least help them get through a few days.
Jamaica now bracing for a direct hit from what's expected to be the strongest hurricane on record to make landfall here.
Lindsay, conditions here are expected to continue deteriorating throughout the night with hurricane-force winds expected by tomorrow. Lindsay?
All right, stay safe. I thank you. Let's get right to meteorologist Danny Beckstrom from our New York station WABC. Hi, Danny. It looks like Hurricane Melissa is still gaining strength.
Lindsay, Melissa is now a major Category 4 hurricane, packing max-sustained wind of 145 miles per hour. Warm water and weak wind shear mean Melissa could get stronger as we wait for the northern turn on Monday afternoon. Melissa taking aim at Jamaica's southwest coast for a landfall by early Tuesday, which puts the majority of the island in the northeast quadrant of the storm. That's known for packing the worst wind and most significant surge, in this case, 9 to 13 feet above ground level. Melissa then heads toward eastern Cuba Tuesday night with a second landfall forecast still as a major hurricane. Hurricane warnings in effect for Jamaica and now in eastern Cuba as well, with hurricane conditions expected to start Monday in Jamaica, where modeling has landfall early Tuesday morning. But this is a slow-moving system that will have time and moisture to drop feet of rain, producing catastrophic flooding and life-threatening landslides, with isolated areas seeing more than 30 inches of rain between tonight and the middle of the week. Lindsay?
And we know you'll be monitoring it for us. Danny, thank you. Now to the other major news this Sunday night. 2 arrests 1 week after that shocking heist at the Louvre. Investigators say they're still trying to determine if a source inside one of the world's most popular museums was involved in the theft. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burge has the new developments from Paris tonight.
Tonight, a major breakthrough in that daylight heist of some of France's priceless crown jewels at the Louvre. Their escape captured by museum security and being reviewed by authorities. A week on from that 7-minute audacious robbery, the first arrests. French police swooping in at Paris's Charles de Gaulle airport Saturday night, detaining a French-Algerian suspect who they say was about to board a flight to Algeria. Nearby, in a northern suburb of Paris, officers arresting another Frenchman who they say was planning to fly to Mali, West Africa. Tonight, ABC News confirming key details about how the arrest came about. 2 sources revealing DNA from a motorbike helmet left at the scene was matched to one of the suspects. The men, who were known to police and had allegedly been linked to other robberies, were then put under phone and physical surveillance. When the police say suspects tried to leave France, officers pounced. 2 French officials confirming the 2 men arrested are suspected of carrying out the robbery, which was caught on CCTV. In that video, 4 masked men wearing high-vis jackets can be seen, the gang using that ladder, cutting through the window and then smashing and grabbing 9 items, including jewel-encrusted crowns, necklaces and earrings, which belonged to French queens. Police still investigating whether the gang had an insider at the Louvre as an accomplice. News of this weekend's arrests initially leaking in the French media. Prosecutors expressing deep regret, saying the leak will only harm their investigation. France's Interior Minister praising police, but underlining this investigation is by no means over.
Lindsay, tonight the 2 men are being held by police and questioned. At least 2 more suspects remain at large, and that stolen jewellery of immense cultural and historic value has still not yet been recovered. Lindsay?
That is the question now, Tom. Thank you. Now to President Trump's high-stakes trip to Asia. At the top of the agenda, peace plans and trade deals. The U.S. and China have agreed on the framework of a trade deal. The president meets with China's Xi Jinping on Thursday in South Korea. Here's ABC's senior White House correspondent Selina Wang, who's traveling with the president.
Tonight, President Trump kicking off his first trip to Asia in his second term. The first stop, Malaysia, rolling out the red carpet, welcoming Trump with ceremony and spectacle. And throughout the weekend in Kuala Lumpur, U.S. and Chinese officials negotiating ahead of Trump's high-stakes face-to-face meeting with Chinese leader Xi Jinping in South Korea on Thursday. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent announcing significant progress in those talks.
We've reached a substantial framework for the 2 leaders.
Trump had threatened an additional 100% tariffs on China over the country's new export controls. But now that threat is off the table. And the president sounding confident.
I think we're going to have a deal with China. We meet, as you know, in South Korea with President Xi. I think we're going to have a good deal with China. And they want to make a deal, and we want to make a deal.
Here in Malaysia, the president making a flurry of deals, overseeing a ceasefire agreement between Cambodia and Thailand after deadly border clashes in July. Then signing trade pacts with Cambodia, Malaysia, and a framework agreement with Thailand, setting tariff rates at 19%.
The United States will have a robust commerce and cooperation transactions, lots of them, with both nations as long as they live in peace.
But as he inks those deals, Trump turning up the pressure on Canada, announcing additional 10% tariffs on America's second largest trading partner. Furious over an ad from Ontario province, using Ronald Reagan's own words to criticize tariffs.
Over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer.
Canada's Prime Minister also in Malaysia. The prospects of a compromise uncertain.
It's more expensive to trade with the United States. That's what a tariff does.
And Lindsay, the president leaves Malaysia in the next few hours, then heads to Japan, then South Korea for that high-stakes meeting with Xi Jinping. Now, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says U.S. and Chinese officials have already reached an agreement on everything from trade to soybean purchases and the fentanyl crisis, but that it's up to the two leaders to finalize the deal. Lindsay?
All right. Impacts are widespread there. Selina, thank you. The pain from the government shutdown is growing, now well into its fourth week. SNAP benefits for more than 40 million Americans could run out on November 1st. At least one expert is predicting this could potentially trigger the greatest hunger catastrophe in the U.S. since the Great Depression. Here's ABC's Alex Presha.
Tonight, with the government shutdown well into its fourth week, millions of Americans are bracing for an even bigger strain. On Friday, more than 500,000 federal workers missed their first full paycheck. Another 700,000 plus are set to join them this week. And starting next weekend, federal SNAP food assistance benefits for some 40 million Americans will run out. The USDA website now with this stark warning. Bottom line, the well has run dry. At this time, there will be no benefits issued November 1st. The message blaming the shutdown on Senate Democrats. Democratic leadership pushing back.
We've maintained from the very beginning and continue to maintain we will sit down anytime, any place with anyone.
For now, millions of Americans are preparing for the worst. Food banks inundated.
We're trying to stock up before something happens.
This D.C. food pantry trying to keep up with demand. Most Sundays they serve 300 families. Today, they're on pace for 400.
I just helped this one lady. She was like, I didn't think I was going to have to be here, but God willing, the government's going to open up next week.
Air traffic controllers calling out sick and taking second jobs, leading to staffing shortages at major airports in Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Newark. LAX temporarily issuing a ground stop. Our Faith Abube is at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport.
Here in Atlanta, the TSA security lines mirroring what they usually look like during peak holiday travel, with some travelers taking about an hour just to get through.
And Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent today warning that funds to pay the military will soon run out.
We managed to find the money in the middle of October to pay our brave service members, and I think we'll be able to do it on November 1st, but we're going to be out of money on November 15th. And, for a military not to get paid is a disgrace.
Lindsay, a vote to fund the government has failed in the Senate 12 times now, and the House is scheduled to be on recess for what would be its fifth consecutive week. And through it all, this Congress still gets paid. Lindsay?
In the midst of such increased need, Alex Presha, our thanks to you. Now to a deadly mass shooting during homecoming at Pennsylvania's Lincoln University, about 45 miles southwest of Philadelphia. Take a look at this video. It shows the fear and chaos as people ran for safety after gunshots were fired. At least one person is dead, 6 others injured. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, gunfire shattering homecoming celebrations at Pennsylvania's Lincoln University, killing 1 person, injuring 6 others.
We have 1 victim that has been shot in the abdomen. Right now we have him in our back of our ambulance.
Students and alumni seen scrambling for cover.
Homecoming. We know everyone starts running, stampede of people. A couple of my friends got ran over. A couple of my friends are in the car bloody right now.
Officials say the shots were fired outside of the university's International Cultural Center following a football game. Authorities arresting Zacchaeus Morgan Thompson on gun charges, but they say it's not clear whether his weapon was used in the shooting.
There is possibly more than one shooter right now, so I use that word shooters because it is a very real, distinct possibility.
So far, authorities say they don't believe this incident was a planned mass shooting. Classes tomorrow at Lincoln have been canceled.
And Lindsay, the FBI is now assisting in this investigation tonight, asking witnesses to submit any cell phone video and tips as they work to piece together a timeline. Lindsay?
Morgan, thank you. Overseas now to President Vladimir Putin saying that they have successfully tested a nuclear-powered cruise missile and will work toward deploying the weapon. This as Russia launched more than 100 drones on Ukraine overnight into Sunday. At least 4 people were killed and dozens more injured. Meanwhile, Russia's special envoy for investment and economic cooperation is meeting with White House officials in the U.S. And there's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Sunday. Police swarm a student when an AI detection system mistakes a bag of chips for a gun, and the urgent rescue effort when a baby was trapped beneath a flipped-over car. Next tonight, dramatic video of an urgent rescue in Fort Worth, Texas. A car had flipped over on a highway on Thursday. A woman was ejected, her baby pinned beneath the vehicle. Bystanders tried to move the car. 2 police officers pulled the baby out and administered CPR. Both the mom and child are expected to make full recoveries. In Baltimore, a high school football player wound up in handcuffs because of a mistake by the school's AI detection system. Takai Allen was waiting to be picked up last week when he crumpled a bag of chips and put it inside his pocket. Police say the detection system identified it as a gun, and Allen was soon swarmed by officers.
They all came out with guns pointing at me, talking about getting on the ground. And I was putting my hands up. I was like, what's going on?
Police soon realized the mistake. The school superintendent says the AI system requires human verification and worked as intended. Allen says he now waits for his ride inside the building. Still ahead, we remember a beloved TV mom with major roles in the 50s and 60s, and the hikers who got stuck in a powerful winter storm 6,000 feet up a mountain. To the index now, nearly 24 hikers were rescued from New Hampshire's Mount Washington on Saturday. The hikers had made it to the summit more than 6,000 feet up, but the weather suddenly turned with 3 inches of snow falling along with a howling wind. The hikers were underdressed, some wearing sneakers. They were put back on a train and taken down the mountain. Football fans are mourning former NFL star Nick Mangold, who died on Saturday. He was a beloved member of the New York Jets, a center who was named to the Pro Bowl 7 times in his 11-year career. Just 41 years old, Mangold had publicly stated he needed a kidney transplant less than 2 weeks ago. He leaves behind a wife and 4 children. And we're also remembering June Lockhart, an actress whose characters were known for dispensing motherly advice. She starred in 2 popular TV series, beginning in the 1950s with Lassie and later on in the 1960s as the matriarch in Lost in Space. Lockhart made her film debut at the age of 13 and acted well into her 80s. June Lockhart died Thursday. She was 100 years old. The World Series is all tied up, a game apiece after a dominant pitching performance. The LA Dodgers' Yoshinobu Yamamoto tossed his 2nd straight complete game of the postseason. It's the first time anyone's done that in 24 years. The Dodgers beat the Blue Jays in Toronto 5-1. The series moves to Los Angeles tomorrow night. When we come back, cheers for baby Oakley. What made this moment so special? Finally tonight, America Strong. She's not even a year old yet, but already an inspiration to everyone she meets. So much joy in this moment, months in the making at Children's Nebraska, as 6-month-old Oakley Reagan and her family approach the chemo bell.
You ready?
Clap out cheers for baby Oakley, finally leaving the hospital after spending the first 6 months of her life here. Born with a rare form of acute leukemia, which once diagnosed required immediate treatment, intensive chemotherapy, surgery, and months of procedures.
That's okay.
She got her first dose of chemo 48 hours after being born. That was a very scary experience for me. It was a very long 6 months.
For the first time, Oakley's now home, enjoying life with her 6 siblings, hitting all her development milestones.
She's doing great. We've mastered rolling over. We call her a roly-poly. She's all over the floor, just rolling everywhere.
Oakley's mom, Kayla, is so grateful and sharing this message.
Don't give up. Look to your family and friends for support. It could really be anybody that gives you that inspiration to move on. Just keep having faith.
Just look at that smile. Thanks so much for watching. David Muir back here tomorrow night. I'm Lindsay Davis. Have a great evening. Good night.
David Muir, the most watched newscast in America.
And now, ABC's World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the third year in a row.